enthusiasts and relaxation seekers. My name is Cinephile ASMR, and today we are talking about Mike Mills. Come on, come on. Something that has never sit well with me is the fact that so many YouTubers and creatives put out their best of the year lists before the year has even ended, and they disclaim in these videos that they have missed X, Y, and Z films, but they didn't watch them because they just didn't have enough time. And I've never understood that, because you are potentially blocking yourself from viewing arguably one of the best movies of the year to you or of your life. And if I had taken that approach and made my best of 2021 list before the year had ended, I would have missed out on what I believe to not only be the best film of 2021, but honestly one of the best films that I have seen in years. Come on follows Johnny, played by Joaquin Phoenix, a man who travels around the world interviewing children to see what their perception on life is amidst a bevy of other questions, when he suddenly gets a call from his sister telling him that he must watch her son, his nephew Jesse. Jesse begins to add a whole other element onto life, onto the perception in which life has, and they really begin to challenge one another for better and for worse in a very beautiful manner. Before I jump into why this movie just dealt such a huge hand to me, I have to discuss Mike Mills, the director behind this. Mills was a filmmaker that I was introduced way back years ago with 2010's Beginners, and it opened my eyes to a very wholesome approach into filmmaking through the storytelling and the direction that felt so soft and comfortable, and that was grown twofold with not only me watching what I believe to be what at the time was his best film, 20th Century Woman in 2016, but I got to understand the director, where he comes from, where his ideas of youth and parental figures commingle into one another. And when you hear this man speak, he has such a tender, soft-spoken nature to himself, but one that is backed by a brilliant mind. And when I saw Come On, it felt like everything I loved about filmmaking, like Mills, and all that meant so heavily to me, and all that means so heavily to me right now, was put onto a platter to enjoy. Every one of his projects has something to say, and with that, every viewing, I feel like I've gained something new, a perspective, a detail about myself, something that I find that I want to contribute to the medium, but just something that resonated with me on a human core level, which is very rare for any movie to accomplish. And with Come On, you for so long follow Johnny's character and you don't really understand why he's interviewing these kids. Perhaps he's with a radio station, perhaps he's not, but what you do see is that he, along with the crew that he goes around the world with, care so heavily about these children. There is no coddling, there is no glossy tint within the questions. They ask him what they believe to be the perception of life, and as is with Jesse, you see the power in the youth of the future, in tomorrow, what these kids can have to say. And with Mills behind the camera, you feel that there's so much of a documentarian style and approach. With this movie specifically, I think a massive detail that gets overlooked within the filmmaking process is the use of child actors. A lot of times, they're children, they're not giving the best performances, but when they're done right, I don't think that they are given such imperative attention, and Mills captures groups of children, not just with the main child actor, but with all of these from different schools and houses, seeing what they feel from their towns, from their cities, into how that affects what they feel to be life. Mills just taps into making these actors feel comfortable, at ease, with his very light approach on and off behind the camera. And this is completely elevated by what I would argue to be one of the best duos that I've ever seen in a film, with Joaquin Phoenix and Woody Norman. I have to give such attention to this child actor. I have not felt such a conveying of a wide range in emotion like I have in a child actor since I saw Brooklyn Prince in the Florida Project. Woody Norman, who, for the record, is English, so he's already working with an American accent, so that that's just one layer of things, but his dynamic between Joaquin Phoenix, they are both, as Mike Mills says, children at heart. So how they work together, and you feel why Joaquin Phoenix is the man that he is, and how that is complemented by this oddball character, this child who is experiencing a very intense moment in his youth, and when they come together, it is just a beauty that is rarely ever captured on film. There's something so tender about Come On, Come On, from the acting to the story to its attention on children, its score, its camera work, its light. I feel there is an energy to this movie that, similarly to ASMR, puts you at ease in a meditative state, leaving you within a state of self-reflection, but also exploring avenues and unlocking yourself into a realm that you haven't experienced before. And I'm so excited to see Joaquin Phoenix in a role which isn't physically demanding, isn't psychologically demanding, but also hones in on what I believe to be the best quality of Phoenix as an actor, which is his moments of stillness, how he, within his eyes, within his moments of silence, is able to dictate a whole onslaught of invoking towards the emotion that an audience can feel. And then when you have that with Woody Norman, a young character, a young actor, and as Phoenix and Mills stated, a lot of the zeitgeist and how they approached the movie was dictated based off of the fluidity that Woody Norman granted. And when they talk about him, it's not as if he's a young character, so they're giving him treatment as a youth, but he's an actor. And I can't stress just how beautiful their duo and dynamic is on screen. Come On, Come On is a film for dreamers. It is a film tailored towards thriving on loving people, loving children, loving humanity, finding hope in tumultuous times. And overall, I think it can arguably be one of the best films of the year for you. And if you give it a chance, if you let this small film with two incredible actors and a filmmaker doing something that not many people have ever been able to achieve, I really do think it can mean just as much for you as it did for me. I love Joaquin. I think he's great in The Joker. But truthfully, it's movies like Signs and Come On, Come On, where he takes a more revered approach, where you get to understand so much more in his mind than you would with someone directly telling you it. And you have Woody Norman, who is Oscar level fantastic in this, giving such a charismatic portrayal of a film and a story that by the end hopefully will let you garner such insight like I did, and will have you chewing for days to come. Let me know of what you thought about Come On, Come On down below. What is your favorite Joaquin Phoenix movie? What is your favorite film of 2021? I was not expecting this meditation, this deep dive into the meaning of life, of purpose, of love, of community, and of trying new things to work as much as it did for me. I really want to watch this over and over again. I want to be held by it. It feels like a blanket, a hug, a warm hug. That's what this movie is, like a warm hug. And I hope this ASMR-filled video can help you watch an ASMR-esque movie. And let me know just what you thought down below, please. As always, I love you so much. And remember to take life one frame at a time.